Hi everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Brooke McQuaid and I'm 25 years old from Perth, Western Australia. In today's video, I thought it was time to finally sit down and do a get to know me / answering your questions. I plan to have this video as the first one of a series I'm thinking about, which is called Let's Talk About It. So this is episode 1 where I answer your questions and you get to know me a little bit more. As always, please don't forget to comment, like and subscribe to my YouTube channel so you stay up to date, and follow me over on my Instagram. It's just at Brooke McQuaid. Alright, so let's get into the video. So I got some people at work, some good friends, and I posted on my Instagram questions that people wanted to know. I thought that this would be a very good introduction video into getting to know me a little bit more so you know who I am. So I think it makes sense to start with the question that says, why did you start YouTube? So for me, I've always enjoyed watching YouTube. I really enjoy watching makeup artists. I enjoy the lifestyle vlogs, interior design, fashion, makeup. So I've always enjoyed watching it, and I always enjoyed learning and talking about things that I find interesting. So for me, YouTube was something that I always thought about doing, but I never had the push to actually get into it. And I think really last year I had a few things happen in my life personally, and it made me really realize that life's short and people are always going to judge you, so why not just do what you enjoy? So for me, that's starting YouTube, and I'm very happy that I started. Following on the similar path, I have a question here that's, who are your favorite YouTubers and what are you currently watching on YouTube? So at the moment, I am in a phase, I would say. So right now I really like, and I'll leave all the people that I mentioned in the comments down below, but I watch Connor Kathleen. So she is I think 22-year-old. Yeah, she's 22 years old from Brisbane, Australia, and she does weekly vlogs. So I really like watching her content, and she releases them every Monday. So I really enjoy that. She's also similar to me in a way that she's quite short. She used to do gymnastics. So for anyone that didn't know, I also used to do gymnastics. So I guess I find her very relatable. She's Australian. I just think that she produces really good quality content, so I enjoy that. I also like, at the moment, the Tharo twins. So they're two twins from England called Imi and Kira. And they release so many videos on lots and lots of different things. So I really enjoy watching their videos. I like Emily. I can't remember her last name, so I'll have to find her on Instagram. And she does a lot of try-on hauls. She's also from England. I've just recently stumbled across Paige Kennedy. So she's Australian. She does vlogs. Her Instagram is goals. She has so many outfit ideas on there, so I like her, and she's a recent find. She's a bit of a smaller creator. Who else? Jordan. I also can't remember her last name. Also English, I think. She has a really cool style, so I like her videos. And then I also like the beauty side of YouTube, so I like to watch the beauty guru. So I like Manny MUA, like his videos, Laura Lee, and Nikki Tutorials. So I'd say that those are my top YouTube people that I subscribe to and that I watch regularly. Yeah. So what else? What next? So yeah, I have a question here that said, did I study, and if so, what did I study? So yes, I did a Bachelor of Science, and I double majored in Sports Science and Exercise and Health Sciences. And so I graduated from that in 2018, mid-year. So a couple of years ago now. So I'll put these two questions together. So there's a question on here about what did I want to be growing up and what is my dream job. So growing up, I wanted to be either a vet or a zookeeper. I really like animals. So for me as a child, that was just really cool. I thought that was cool. I think I turned away from that when I realized that animals are not invincible. They can die, and you've also got to deal with that. So I think that's what turned me away from that. But I used to like to watch like the Bindi Owen and the Steve Owen like TV show that they used to do on animals. Then I did gymnastics when I was 10 to 12 or 8 to 12 or something like that. So during that phase I wanted to be an Olympian, so a career Olympian. Then I injured myself, so got away from that. As for now, what my dream job is, I actually don't know if I have an answer. I'm not a person that like plans things for the future per se. Like I just want to make sure that I have a job that I enjoy. So what my answer might be today could change in 10 years. So I guess a dream job for me is just a job that I wake up, I want to go to work and I enjoy it. I don't want to be that person that wakes up in 10 years and hates what they're doing, hates what they've done with their life. So that's the most important thing for me. Someone said, what is my most annoying habit? So I actually asked people for their advice on this one, which was a fun thing to do. I'm not sure if I'd recommend doing that. But apparently, one of my most annoying habits is that if I'm watching a movie that I haven't seen before, I like to ask a lot of questions about what's going to happen next. Like, I'm not a very patient person, so I want to know what the plot is. Even though I'm going to watch the whole movie through. I also do it with books. I'm really bad when I read a book that I'll skip ahead and I'll read the end and ruin it for myself. Not very good at being patient. On a similar topic, someone has asked, do I have a pet peeve? And if so, what is it? I've had a deep think about this. So I think for me, my biggest pet peeve at the moment is when people make assumptions about you. I just find it really annoying that people make assumptions, and I think it's part of human nature. I think that I'd do it too, like I know I would. Every human being is a hypocrite of some sort. So I get it, but it's just annoying. So that's probably my biggest pet peeve. Got here, what's my coffee order? So I actually like instant coffee, which I know I might get some slack for. I always refer to myself as a like coffee bogan because I actually quite like instant coffee. But when I do have a coffee out, I have a skinny cappuccino with 1 sugar. And then if I'm not having a coffee, I have a chai latte with almond milk. So I even switch up the milks just to keep things interesting. Someone asked, what's my guilty pleasure? It is hands down 1000% Britney Spears. Like, I love her. If she came to tour in Australia, I would hands down go and see her. I think people that know me quite well would know that guilty pleasure of mine. So I just love her, like, honestly, I do. So I'll just take a break there in the questions because I went shopping tonight. So I went to Mecca. So anyone that's watched my last few videos probably realised that I quite like makeup. So I thought, since I've gone to Mecca, why not unbox it on camera for anyone else who likes makeup and show you guys what I bought. I feel like if I show someone, maybe that justifies my spending a bit more. Very bad mentality to get. Actually, that's probably one of my annoying habits too. I'm really good at justifying like spending money where I shouldn't be. So for example, like if I want to buy something and maybe it costs $200, I will tell myself, well, you've never got a speeding fine, and that's like $250 down the drain that you would have had to pay for nothing. So you deserve it, you go girl, which is okay sometimes, but I can do it all the time, and that's not okay. So that's an annoying habit that I do to myself. But back to this. I'm not sure if you saw, but in my Get Ready With Me video where I show my everyday makeup look, I mentioned that I ran out of my primer. Normally I wear the Stila Photo Finish primer, but this time I've got the Hangover primer by Too Faced. So I bought that today. I bought the Mecca Max lip gloss in Gloss Boss, so it's just a clear lip gloss that I can put over the top of my makeup. I bought the Mecca Max Pout Pop lipstick in the shade Chick, and it's like a little nude color. And I bought the lip liner to go with that. If you saw my most recent video, you would know that I only own one lip liner. So excited to use that. On a similar note, I got a mini velvet teddy by MAC Cosmetics. I hear all my favorite beauty gurus like this shade, so I thought there's a mini, why not? I'll give it a go. Got the Laguna bronzer by NARS. I need another bronzer. I only have one at the moment, and really excited to try this. I've been wanting to try it for ages. So I got the translucent powder by Laura Mercier, so I'm really excited to try that. But yeah, so that's what I got from Mecca. But anyway, let's get back to the questions. Someone asked on my Instagram, a very left of field question, would I rather be a chicken strip or a fajita? And I'll be honest, I googled fajita and chicken strip, looked at the images, really overanalyzed this one, and I've decided that I'd rather be a fajita. It just looks a bit more fun. It's more colourful in the bowl. You can make it more flavoursome, so I think that would be what I'd choose for that. What's my favourite colour? Blue. I love the colour blue, which you'll probably pick up on now that I've mentioned it. So I've got blue earrings, blue bracelet, blue ring. So I like the colour blue and I like the colour pink. What's the most embarrassing thing that's happened to you? So I know the answer that comes immediately to my mind, but I'm not prepared to share that one on the internet. But the one that I can share is that I think I was in year 10, maybe year 10, or I might have even been in year 12, which is even more embarrassing. And we were doing PE class where you do the long jump, so you're doing little athletics. And anyone that's done long jump, there's the sand pit and you've got the rake where you have to rake the sand. And whilst the teacher was talking, I was playing with the rake, so if you stand on the end of it, you can catch it. And that classic thing that happens only in movies happened to me, where I did that and it came up and hit me right in the middle of my head. And I was so embarrassed because it was my own fault, but it really hurt. And everybody saw, and the teacher had to take me after the class and give me an ice pack and monitor me to make sure that I didn't have a concussion. So that was pretty embarrassing. Someone at my work asked, if you could talk to any historian, past or present, who would it be? And it's another question that I've had a bit of a think about once they've asked me. I think my answer is Anne Frank. I just feel she would have a lot of insight, a lot of compassion, so many stories to tell, and I think I'd be a type of person that would be so good to talk to, because you would be then able to share her stories to a lot of other people, touch a lot of people's lives, and show how brave and challenging that time was. And I think her voice deserved to be heard and deserves to stay heard. So I think I would pick her. Have you travelled, and if so, where? Yes, I have actually been quite lucky to have travelled quite a bit. So the first place I went overseas was Vietnam, and I actually think Ho Chi Minh City is probably my favourite city that I've travelled to, which I don't know if it's because I've got a bit of nostalgia there from that being the first place I travelled overseas, but I find it such a hustling city and really cool. When you go there, it could be an apartment block, but there'll be someone's house, there'll be a shop where you can buy clothes, and there'll be a restaurant all in this one building. Last time I went there, one of the hotels we stayed at, you had to go through a shoe shop to get to the actual room. So that kind of thing was really cool. I've also travelled to Japan, really good. And then I did Europe. So in 2018, I finished my degree on exchange in England, and I went to Loughborough University, which I loved. I met some really good friends from there, which I'm still in touch with. And then I travelled in Europe for about 4 months. So I did most of Europe, quite a lot of it. I won't list them all, but if you follow me on my Instagram, I've got that classic girl thing where I've got flags of every country I've been to. And then I've also been to Taiwan. Shout out to Sunny if you're watching. Thank you for showing us around. And I've been to Singapore. So yeah, obviously I haven't traveled this year or last year, but that's where I've been. Next question said, where do you want to travel to next? Travel sounds like insane to me. I would like to travel to South Korea, I think. I think it would be really cool. I think there'd be a lot of culture, the food would be great, obviously really good beauty products. Yeah, so I think South Korea would be really good. I would also like to do Laos and Cambodia at some point, Europe again, and then I really do want to go to Canada. I think Canada is a country I could go to when I'm older. I don't think I'd have to do it when I'm younger, so that's on the list as well. Oh, and New Zealand, of course. I think probably my next holiday I might do Tasmania and New Zealand together. So maybe New Zealand is where I'd go to next. Do I have any fears and phobias? Well, funnily enough, talking about travel, I'm actually very afraid of flying. I have the irrational fear where I think I'm going to die, and I can feed it and feed it and feed it. Doesn't stop me traveling because my love of traveling outweighs my fear of flying, but it's definitely there, and it's something that I try to get over. So I try to learn more about planes and watch them land and take off at the lookout, but yes, I'm scared of flying. Phobias, I have that trypophobia, I think it's called. I have I don't even like talking about it, but I really don't like holes in things. So like an example is when the air gate, I think it's called the swale, and it puts the little holes in it, or like the holes in sand at beaches, that kind of stuff. I have a phobia of that. I really don't like it. It makes me feel sick. If I get really anxious, I can think about holes in my feet. Nah, I really don't like it. Don't want to talk about it. If I'm at a bar and I have to have a shot, what is my choice of shot? Tequila. I like tequila. If I'm at a bar, I can't have shots of vodka. I ruined that when I was 18. But tequila. Favorite artist / musician? Ariana Grande. I really like her music. I find it really relatable to me. I think she's great as a person to have gone through like everything she went through so young, and to spread the message. She admits her faults in the past and she shows how she's grown from that and encourages other people to do so. So Ariana Grande. What are you reading at the moment? Oh, that's a good question. So I am currently reading a book by the people who are the creators of the Shameless podcast, and it's called The Space in Between, and it's about being in your 20s and trying to navigate that point in your life. It has like focus on love, ambition, well-being, and there's another chapter. I'm not up to that chapter yet, so that's what I'm currently reading. I really liked the chapter on like ambition and work and being a millennial in the workplace. I would like to do a video on that. What can we expect from your YouTube channel? That's a good question. So I really want to just do videos that I enjoy. My number one thing is that I remain authentic, and that I don't just disclose all the positive and good things about life. So in saying that, one thing that I'm thinking of doing is doing a little series called like Let's Talk. And like each week or however often I upload those particular videos, I want to talk about something different each week. So for example, this week's one is the first episode, and it's Let's Talk, introductions to me, answering your questions. So that's what this kind of series is going to be. But then in the future, I want to do chats on therapy, chats on mental health, chats on being creative, or like coping strategies if you're feeling anxious. Really chats on anything. I'm open to anything. I like to do that. I like makeup, so you'll probably see a few makeup videos. I like fashion, so try on hauls, op shopping, that kind of stuff. I'm not sure about vlogs yet, just because I work full time, so there's not much I can show you during the week. But I do think that maybe when I go away, I might do vlogs. I'd be open to that because I like photography. Let's finish it off with one last question, which is, what is something that not many people know about you? So I have an interesting answer to this, I think, and it's not something many people know. So in my life, I would like to write a book. So that's my goal for life. I'd like to write a book where I talk about my life, disclose some personal things and how I've got through them. But the twist is that I do not want to write it under my name, because I just don't want, there's certain things that I don't want people knowing it's about me, and also I would like it to be like a book that can speak to lots of other people and they can feel like it's their story too. So I wouldn't have my own name on it, which means I'd never market it if I do it. So you'll never know if I achieve that. I'm sure I'd tell people if I did achieve it, but I wouldn't tell them what it's called. So that's something that not many people know about me, which I think is pretty cool. Yeah. So if you like these kind of videos, please let me know in the comments below. And if there's any other questions you want me to answer, just let me know and I'll reply to your comments. Feel free to DM me on my Instagram, just @BrookeMcQuay. And yeah, please don't forget to comment, like and subscribe. I really do appreciate it. It really does help small creators like me. Please tell your friends and family about me if you like my kind of content. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Thanks guys. Bye.